We are at day 7. Yes, we are at day 7 of the 7-day Stay Ready So You Don't Have to Get Ready 2.0 series. Listen, there is a treacherous thunderstorm happening right now. I went and put on my PJs real quick. So, depending on how long we are on this live, I will be ready for bed. I hope you can hear me. I was on a call a little while ago and the Wi Fi went out. So, it seems to be back on. And I just want to make sure you can hear me. So, can someone type in the chat? Yes, if you can hear me. Y'all can't hear me? Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate you. So yeah, we know what today's topic is about. If you're interested in moving abroad, these are 10 countries that Black people need to research, right? And we'll talk about why in a second. I want to quickly go over the last 6 days and the topics and the content. And hopefully, if you have missed any of these, you'll go back and watch it. There's a whole Stay Ready 2.0 playlist that you can find on the channel. And yeah, enjoy, because there were some serious topics and necessary topics, and they're all facts. And so let me first introduce myself. Hey, everyone. What's up? I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. And on this here channel, I'm in the South, y'all. This here channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and money from a cultural point of view. From my perspective as a Black woman, I also bring on amazing gem droppers to share knowledge, to empower, to educate whenever I have the opportunity to do so. This Sunday, we have a guest speaker. I'm not sure what time. She's not new to the Gym Nation community, but I think her celebrating wins during this fragile time in our world it will uplift us. It will be some type of joy. And so I look forward to Sonia Unapologetic returning. And I just need to confirm the time. But as y'all know, I post on my community tab, so you'll be able to have advance notice. And if I go live, I'll share tomorrow the exact time. So let's just talk about it. The Stay Ready 2.0 series, we started off on July 4th. So appropriate. Talking about how our progress is under attack and what can be done about it. What are we going to do about it? Day 2 was 5 ways we can survive devastating healthcare cuts outlined in this new Big B Break Black People's Back bill. And so learning what we need to do to stay safe as a community related to healthcare, so important. Start strategizing now. Day 3, we talked about this new big bill versus Project 2025. And where's the difference? There's really none, even though they tried to deceive us and say that there was. And we themed it, "We in danger, y'all." And I know quite a few people commented, and there's beautiful Bible verses that are shared with me every day. Fear is real. I acknowledge people who have some type of fear. Things are going to get dangerous. We can absolutely pray, but we also have to understand that faith and prayer without works is what? So again, we in danger, y'all. Then on the 4th day, we talked about 5 smart moves to protect your money. How to prepare for the worst, y'all. We need to be financially astute. We need to be smart about what we're doing with our money, where we're keeping our money, who has access to our money, all the things. And so that is a key part of the Stay Ready movement. Then on day number 5, we talked about the Great American Purge. Call it what you want, but it is a purge. And it's very important to keep those who are most vulnerable in our communities abreast of what's going on and to keep everyone safe as much as we can. Again, about stacking the odds in our favor. And then yesterday, day 6, the topic was documents that are necessary for protection. We went over not only documents that we all should have in an emergency ready to go, box, binder, suitcase, fireproof safe, whatever it is. We also talked about the different fireproof protection that we can have to keep our documents safe. But it is absolutely important that not only we keep our documents safe, we keep our loved ones' documents safe. We just don't know when we're going to have to pull up a custody protection order or a power of attorney or a health proxy. Making sure we have all those documents at the ready to go when necessary is vital. And then today, it's all about if you're interested in moving abroad, these are some of the top places, and we're going to break down why. I'm going to say hi to my peoples. And if you're already in here, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's paying your tithes, it's saying thank you, and share this video with someone who you think can benefit from it. Also, turn on notifications so you know when we come back live again. And so like I said, we're in the middle of a thunderstorm, a quite severe thunderstorm. It feels like the ground is shaking, which is interesting. I'm in South Carolina, and it was supposed to happen earlier this afternoon, like 3-4 o'clock. And now here it is, 9:16, and we're still in the midst of it. But anyway, let me go ahead and say hi to some people. And then we will get into the countries. Where we going, y'all? Where are we going, y'all? If push comes to shove, what countries rise to the top of places you want to go? Ebad's in the building first, y'all. Good evening. Hey, how you beat me here, Moni? Good to see you again. Hey, Siobhan, good to see you. So y'all were able to hear. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Black Butterfly 5430 Floor. Welcome. Hey, Lisa. HU. Good to see you. Hey, Creative Flavor and Travel. Hey, Just One. And hey, Cynthia. So good to see my riders in the building. Yeah, today I think is a good topic. We've talked about it back in November and December and probably January, but it's always good for a refresher because I think more and more people are realizing that we are only as free as our options. And even if you don't plan to utilize these options, what do we always say here? It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So we're going to go over the top countries ranked for ease of residency, affordable healthcare, quality of life, and cultural diversity, which are all good fits for Black American families, rather you're single, couple, families with kids, multi-generational, that sandwiched generation. These places rank high on the list. Now, again, if there's someplace on that's not on here that you are interested in researching, we may have covered it already. We did a deep dive, and I'll probably insert that at the end of this video, on quite a few countries. And we did cost comparisons with their healthcare on how much savings, the drastic amount of savings that you will see in their healthcare system versus here. And this is quality healthcare system. But if you see or don't see your preferred country here, you you can put it in the comment section and recommend it to people. I appreciate that. This is not a competition. Please don't, come at me if I omitted the place that you're looking at. So I totally ask for grace. We're only going over 10 tonight. And then at the end, I am going to put in a link. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it now. If anybody wants to come in and talk about the Stay Ready protocol, the Stay Ready toolkit, feel free to join us. If nobody joins, then we'll be here for a shorter time. But I want to give people the opportunity to share their knowledge, to express some things that may be on their mind, and we will get started. So I just added the link to join the conversation. And yeah, so let's get to the 10 countries. And this is no ranking order, but what I am going to go through is the country. I'm going to go through the names, which may change. They may not, things happen, right? But the residency program names that are available right now, healthcare quality and cost, an estimated cost of living for each country, and also, is it a place of culture, diversity, and inclusivity? So one of the most popular places, and one of the reasons why I always say with the asterisk, right? As of now, today, the live recording that is happening on July 10th, this is the program, this is the place. We're going to start off with Panama. We know that Panama has been in the news a lot lately, from the canal to the reclaiming, the owning, all the things. But for right now, Panama ranks very high as a place. If you're looking to gain residency with less complications, it's not a huge complicated process. There's multiple ways to get it. I'm only going, investment is always one way. So I'm not going to touch that. A lot of these countries have ways that you can fast track residency if you invest. And a lot of those places are hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, but Panama is known for their friendly nations visa and their pensionado. They also have really good quality healthcare, both public and private. But the cost of living is far below the average cost of most of the cities in the US. Most people can live very affordably at max 2K a month. So we're looking at 1,500 to 2K, and that's all in. That includes your healthcare as well. Has a strong expat community. A lot of people consider that item on their list for a place that feels more like a softer landing. You're not a complete fish out of water. You can build community quicker with people who understand what you are going through, gone through, all the things. And so Panama is on the list. I'm not going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 countries. We're going to get through them all. Of course, Mexico, my place of the residente temporal. And why is Mexico on the list? Again, ease of residency and inclusive living. Their residency process is so not complicated when you talk about financial solvency. It was also extremely easy before they made changes recently, where you didn't even have to prove financial solvency. You just had to have been there during a certain period. But that is no longer the case. That's the R&E program, R like Robert, N like Nancy, E like Edward. That's no longer available, but you have everything from permanent residency to temporary residency. And so not only is it I'll call it simple compared to many other places. It's affordable, and especially if you can do the process on your own and not hire anyone. So, why is Mexico also pretty high on a lot of people's lists? Yes, they also have affordable healthcare, both public and private. I interviewed a young lady who had gave birth to her son in Mexico, and she was able to compare that experience to giving birth to her daughter in Atlanta. Not only was the experience in Mexico superior, and she has insurance. This is, she's retired military. She has good insurance, or as of today, or as of that time, had really good insurance. So she was able to really see the difference. And so, her name, you could, I forgot the name of the video. Her name is Ebony, but she shares her full experience and things that she couldn't believe from, you know, talking to the doctor on his telephone anytime she wanted to. Like, there was no real middleman. Like, if there was a question about her pregnancy or the baby, she called the doctor answered. Like, where they do that at here, unless you are wealthy and, have certain privileges. But anyway, so high quality, affordable public and private healthcare, the average cost of living. And again, this is average. Mexico is a huge country. You can live much lower, at a much lower cost of living, or you can live much higher. But the estimated average cost of living will range between 1,500 and 2,500 per month. And again, that's all in. There is a large Afro-Mexican community. You can visit these places. There are multicultural expats. It's a huge expat community from people coming from all over. A lot of Americans and Canadians, but you'll meet people from all parts of Europe, et cetera, et cetera. Again, these top 10 countries are ranked also based on your family type. So this is inclusive, whether you're single, if you're married with kids, or bringing different generations from your parents to grandparents. These places all rank high for across the board. Next up is Portugal. There are so many people. Matter of fact, there's someone here who just shared that yesterday, I think they shared that they were starting the D7 visa process, and I'm excited for them. But in Portugal, the name of their residency program, the most popular one, is the D7. They have there's other residency programs, like I said, investments as well. I think the Golden Visa is still available for certain people. They also have excellent public and private healthcare, affordable healthcare. Also, the estimated cost of living on average, of course, we know that it can go higher or lower, but the reported estimated cost of living is between 1,500 and 3,000 a month. Depends upon where you live, the space that you're in. There's so many factors, but just know that if you put the work in, you can find a place within that range. And we're talking, if you're coming with a family, that's amazing. There's also a large Black expat community. There's a large expat community and a large African diaspora, a community of African immigrants as well. And so Spain has also made the list. And right now they have something called the non-lucrative visa. I need to look more into that. Forgive me for not doing that. But that is one of the popular ones, and I'll try to look it up before we leave. But they also have top tier public health care. Spain is also, there's many places in Spain that you can choose from. We're not just talking Barcelona, which they're not too friendly to tourists and people migrating to their country right now. But, it's still on the top of the list for Black Americans who are looking for someplace that has a less complicated residency process and also diversity and inclusion. Well, let me not say that, but more diverse residents and temporary residents. And so they also have top tier public health care. Estimated cost of living is between $2,000 and $2,500 per month. In the city, in Madrid, downtown, you may pay more, but again, there's so many other options. And a lot of places in Spain are known for their urban diversity. So if you think about, again, Madrid and or Barcelona, lots of diversity and lots of things to do in both major cities. Next up, a lot of people, don't think about this place, but I also interviewed someone on our channel who relocated to the country of Ecuador. And she loves it. She loves it so much that she started her own community. And I believe it is called Expat 60 Plus, something like that. If you search, and I'll add these to the description too, but she came on our channel, shared her experience from the thought coming into her mind about possibly relocating to Ecuador. She also has a YouTube channel as well. What it took for her to finally decide to move to Ecuador, leaving her family behind, large family and children, grandchildren, and the process to get her pensioner's visa. Understand that there are talks. I just want to make the disclaimer that everything, and I said it earlier, I think, is as it stands today, July 10th. So many countries are going through their own concerns and issues, right? But just make sure that if you're interested in any of these places and they still have these programs available to you, now is the time to act. Again, it's about having options. Even if you're not ready 100% to go full time, start doing your research. We talked about yesterday how, they're already trying to bring the Jim Crow working in the fields situation back for people who are on some type of public assistance. And we want to just be prepared and have our family prepared. Also, they have really good private and public health care. There's a small fee per month, but again, minimal compared to what we pay here. You can find some place for under $1,000 and live comfortably to the average is $1,800. Average high is $1,800 per month. And again, that's all in. Also known for their friendly expats. There's a ton of friendly expats from all different walks of life. But people are retiring there for a better quality of life and don't have to worry about the same type of things that we worry about here. Also, there's Uruguay. We talked about Uruguay on another video, but why are they also popular? They have really good private insurance at a fraction of the cost that we would pay here. They have subsidized public insurance. Their residency is called the rentista. And then they have others, like I said, if you want to invest and if you are a certain age, they have different residency programs that you may or may not qualify for. The average monthly cost is $1,500 a month. And again, that's all in. And it's safe. It's known to be very safe and have a multicultural audience. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more places. And I want to quickly just see who, if anyone has a question. If you do have a question, please put a Q, 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 Q in front of the question, and I will answer. Hey, everybody. Hey, Casper 330, who has a residente in Mexico. And then Cheryl will remind me, Cheryl just got residency or is applying for residency. Hey, my moderator, so good to see you. Hey, LJ. LJ is scouting in Bogota, Colombia. I say hola y buenas noches, Kim, Flawless Gymnasium, Maga Toros from Bogota. Hola, hola. Yes. Yeah, it's a clear path, but you know, for some of us who Spanish may not be at that level. But if you're interested, because citizenship is always stronger than residency, right? And so residency, but then again, listen, we hear these conversations. Oh, and I wanted to also say, thank goodness, there's another 2-week pause. There's a stop, a halt on the getting rid of birthright citizenship for certain people who were slated to be out of here. It was just announced that there's a 2-week delay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, all these halts and stops just seem to mean nothing to this new admin. And so we'll see what happens. But again, as things change, we need to be prepared to change with them. Panama also uses the US, yes, which makes me think that, whoo, child, as much as I don't want to think it, and I'm not going to say it, but Panama, yes, it's easier to just grab your money and go, child. No conversions. Yes, thank you. Please, please, please like, subscribe, and share. And so again, I put up the link. Once I get through the list and a couple other topics, I'll invite you to come up and share any findings that you may have had this past week. If you, it's no pressure. If you don't, we will be jumping off a little earlier tonight. Join the conversation. Okay. Child, I cannot spell. Okay. I think I spelled conversation right. Okay. So let's get back to the list. Again, it's a list of 10. If you're watching this on the other side, you can speed up the playback now to 1.75, get through the rest of this quicker. I know I would. So, I just need to get to the list. Okay. So we went through Panama, we went through Mexico, we went through Portugal, Spain, Ecuador, Uruguay, and next up is Malaysia. So Malaysia has a program, Malaysia My Second Home. And let me just say, I did not include Thailand on this list, not because I don't believe Thailand should be a place. So that's going to be an asterisk number 11. But I wanted to make sure I included some African countries. And so unfortunately, because I talked about Thailand quite a bit, I believe they just didn't make this 10 list. But again, if you're interested, I hosted Dr. Davia on this channel, who leaves for Thailand next week. And this came up so unexpected. And so she's going to be sharing more about her journey, and you can follow her channel. Her channel name is Not All the Things. Not All the Things. Yeah. And she started sharing about her She had to do a pre-move trip. And so you can find out more on her channel about Thailand. So Malaysia has the Malaysia, my second home visa, as well as other visas. There's investments, especially if you have the money, honey. They have excellent healthcare, excellent healthcare. And when I say excellent, high tech, affordable, quality, leave no stone unturned. I know people who have traveled to Thailand and Malaysia, and I think we talked about it this week, specifically left the US to go get testing done in these countries because the healthcare is so spectacular. And I am going to do another honorary mention place in a second, but I can't go over everything. So Malaysia, you can look at spending anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 per month. It's really good for singles and couples. Children there, I'm not saying that they would not adjust. There's a whole lot of factors that I think would be considered before I would personally, if I had children, pick Malaysia over other places. But it is a English-friendly, multi-ethnic country, and something that if you're looking for safety, not having to think about the things again that we think about here, I would definitely have them on the list. Let's talk about Ghana. Now, not everyone is interested in maybe the hustle and bustle that places like Ghana, which is growing rapidly, is interested in, but it is some place that if you're interested in going to the motherland, I would include. So Ghana, okay, let's just finish this. If you move to Ghana, they do have a universal health system, and there's something called, I want to say, the skilled worker permit or Ghana card. And so while residency is not as simple as most of the other places that I listed, a short-term stay may not be a bad idea if you just want to, get away, or if you need to get away. So we're looking at 1,000 to 1,800 per month for average cost of living, monthly cost of living. And it's known to be very welcoming, right? It's known to be someplace where it's a Aquaba, right? welcome home. And so if you're interested in the motherland, Kenya is one of the fastest growing African countries that I hear people talking about relocating to. And so if you're interested in getting legal status there, they have different type of work permits. They currently have a remote visa / permit. And again, investments are always a easier path to getting residency. They have both private and public healthcare options, but again, really, really quality healthcare in that region. It is known as a younger region in Africa, so that is also, but of course, it's expansive. So you can find, I know people there in their 50s that just moved there and rave and love it. And when I say just moved, like after 2020, and rave and love it. But as far as the influx of expats coming in from the US, a lot of them tend to be younger. There's a robust social scene. And so again, Kenya may be someplace you want to check out. English is spoken, but they also speak various other languages, including Swahili and others. And then the final African country, and it's interesting because as beautiful and safe as I hear it is, I would definitely say this is more for married couples, families, right? I don't think I would categorize Rwanda as the best option or first option for someone who is looking to, you know, leave the country, move abroad. But there are a lot of investment opportunities. They have what they call solid national insurance and referral hospitals. So you can expect to get good health care depending on where you live in Rwanda. So you need to plan accordingly. Let's just say that. Looking at the average cost per month, it's 1,000 to 1,500, and it is known to be very safe. And it's diverse. It's diverse in the sense that you have people there. It's on the uptrend of people migrating from the US to Rwanda. And again, as I mentioned, these numbers of the monthly cost numbers include housing, healthcare, and utilities. So, you may have other costs like cell phone and, Wi-Fi and utilities may or may not be included in that, but for the most part, you can live very comfortably within the ranges that I laid out. And just as a honorable mention, um, Costa Rica is another place that if you're looking to find tranquility, peace, low cost of living, that may be someplace that you may be interested in. As far as the residency process, it's not as simple as some of the places that I listed, but it's doable, right? And so, again, yeah, Kenya has multiple residency paths. So, there's employment, there's investors, there's a retiree, there's wealth, there's digital nomad, there's permanent residency after 7 years of living over there. But there's multiple points of entry for Kenya. And I forgot to mention that. I did mention work permits, but there's so many ways to get different types of residency. Also, if you talk about the profile, when it comes to solo women, the top ranking of the ones that solo Black women, let me caveat that. Mexico is always at the top of the list. Portugal, Malaysia, Ghana, and Kenya. Now, again, if you're not used to city life, do your due diligence, right? If you're not used to hustle and bustle, if you're not used to people, trying to sell you something, do your due diligence and see which country would be best for you or not. But again, very safe. English speaking countries, English speaking cities within the country, I should say, and strong expat support in the places that I just listed. Now, if you're a couple, Mexico, Kenya, Rwanda rank higher, families with kids, Spain, Uruguay, Ghana, Kenya, and Mexico, and multi-generational for the cost factor, looking into Panama, Uruguay, Kenya, and Ghana, especially as it relates to elder healthcare, right? It's affordable and quality. It's good quality. And so I believe that may be the end of the list. Again, if there's some place that I didn't review, feel free to add it. Y'all know I created that from here to there resource guide with clickable links that also includes Canada and the UK. I would not call them those places the most cost effective, but they are options and opportunities, and they do have pretty robust expat communities. So again, it's better to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. It's better to have options because options equal freedom. And so I want us to not think that we need to get these residencies or anything because we have to leave today or tomorrow. But if push came to shove, right, and you needed to leave or wanted to leave, would you be able to? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. So let's see if there's any more questions. I don't see anyone joined. No one has joined, and that is a-okay. Let's see. Hey, Dante, welcome, welcome, welcome. Shell, yes. Hola, hola, buenos noches. Can't wait to hear all about the trip. I saw some of the pictures, and I told y'all before, my FOMO was out of control. You've heard good things about Kenya. Yeah, I like Austin. Austin is he keeps my attention. So truth be told, and I don't know if Tony Africa's in here. Austin interviewed the person one of the people I talked about who just fell in love with Kenya, and he's like Mr. Kenya now. He used to be Mr. Howard University. He was, he came a few years before me, but everyone knows Troy. And so on Austin's channel, he interviewed him quite a few times. And so, yeah, people are loving it there. Yeah, Austin is funny. What is the cost of living? I think I read that, but let me see if I can find it real quick again. So the cost of living for Kenya, well, the estimated average cost of living. And I'll give a couple more facts on Kenya. I don't think I went over, if I could find them real quick. So Kenya cost of living is between $1,000 to $2,000 per month. That's the estimated average, with including housing, healthcare, and utilities. Yes, we talked about the different types of permits, and with their healthcare options include public hospitals and private clinics, generally affordable and reliable. Just want to make sure that was it that I wanted to cover from Kenya. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Kenya. Let me see, get back to the screen so I can see the questions. Okay, so that was pretty much it with the questions, y'all. Listen, like I said earlier, today is day 7 of the Stay Ready So We Don't Get Ready 2.0 series. I do plan to come back because the topics that we haven't really covered that I still think we need to cover. One is, oh my gosh, there's like 3 of them, and my brain is going to play tricks on me right now. We talked about healthcare. There's something else, and I can't remember right now, so I'm not going to waste your time. But there's like 3 other topics that I have written down that I want us to get through. Oh, one is we need to prepare for the scammers that are going to start coming out the woodwork, scamming. They're going to smell blood. They're going to try to prey on those who need money, owe money, anything related to money, investings, and all the things. The scammers are going to start coming out like we've never seen them come out before. I want us to be vigilant. And so one of the sessions that's going to happen within the next few days will be the types of scams, what they look like, how to know how to detect, let's just say. So what they look like and how to easily detect what those scams can look like. But the scams are going to be scamming. I already have the thumbnail ready to go. And let me just look and see what it says, because I forgot the exact title. I have a couple thumbnails ready. I'm just going to tell you about that one because I think that's going to be the next one, because I already see people about to get got. And I don't mean to laugh after that, but people are about to get got because they are not up to speed on what is going to happen. Beware of scammers, financial advisors, and bots. Prepare for them, y'all, because they're coming. They're coming. They're here, actually. And so I want us to have conversations with all of our loved ones, both young and not so young, so that we can also stay safe. Because if somebody gets access to your accounts and wipes out everything, you are now more vulnerable to all of the social needs that they are taking away, right? The social services that they are taking away. And then you become more of prey. And so we have to combat this from all angles. So the next conversation will be what to look for and how to beware of the scammers, financial advisors, and bots that are out to take your money. Take your hard-earned money, your wealth, your assets, your little bit of coins, whatever it is, they out here. And so let's just be cautious. So again, today was all about knowing your options. What were the top countries for Black Americans to live? Should we need to, peace out. Where we going, y'all? That's the question. I know where I may be headed, provided things don't change. But again, having options. So if I don't leave the country, where will I be here? And will I be safe? And how will I make sure that I'm safe? So these are the things that I want you to look out for. You can go ahead, check the description. There's so many resources, guides. There's free ones. There's paid ones. There's the one that I referenced yesterday, the emergency Go document checklist and resource guide will be under $10 this entire month. I mentioned the proceeds from that will be used to restart, because I've been doing passport giveaways for a very long time, but I want to restart that, and I want to do it in a business way, or the right way. And so, yeah, so any of the memberships, if you join the Flawless YouTube membership, all of that is going to go towards a passport giveaway program, which will launch more than likely next month. And I say that with a asterisk, depending on if I finish everything here and I could get started on that, because I've done them before, so I know how to do them. I was just debating on where it would be housed, and I think it will probably be it will either be housed on it will probably be housed on another platform, because YouTube is just too big for me to manage, or even have other people manage inquiries. At least on the other platforms, the conversation is already, most of the people in those groups, rather it's on the Meta platforms, or if TikTok is still available, we'll see. But these are all people who are already at least 50% there about needing or wanting a passport. Whereas if you see some of my comments, which I was going to share some of them, but I think it's kind of late. Let's see how long we've been on here. Yeah, we'll do that on another night. But have I covered what to do with your things before you leave? It's a real issue if you have a lot of things in your home and will have to pay for storage or shipping. What do you take, ship, sell? So that is a very personal conversation, right? I think it's not a one size fits all answer. Some people can get rid of things at a blinking of an eye. If my younger brother's watching, hey, what's up? And then there's other people that hold emotional attachments to things. I think if you're having a problem getting rid of things, which it sounds like you may be, You got to find help to help you manage through it. And I don't mean help with somebody who's just going to be like, oh, let's toss everything. Because it's true, like, especially if there's loved ones that are no longer here that gave you something, how do you then consolidate that? Are there things, this is one of the recommendations that I gave to someone in our private flawless community some months back. She has a lot of artwork. I mean, real artwork. And she now has a residency in Mexico, but she was unsure. And I'm like, contact the HBCUs, contact these. Now, this was before we heard about the defundings of, some of these museums, but contact the museums, make donations. Like, at least or at least you're setting it up that even if you move away, your stuff can live on. And that's just for the artwork. But I also say, if it's something of value, and that's for you to determine, right? If it's something of value, treat it with care and find it a home that you think it will be guarded and protected. Because I could easily say here, oh, things are just things. You can always replace things. But I also know that can come back to bite you. There's people who will throw things away and 10 years later is still dealing with the guilt of throwing something away that they wish they wouldn't have. So it's not a one size fits all. It's definitely if you can't make a decision, get help. And it may be some type of professional organizer, someone who will understand you and get you. And I'm not the person who's like, when I go through my things and I call myself minimizing, it's a process. It is a process and it takes time. I'm not one of those people that could just put everything in a bag and take it to Goodwill. I don't necessarily believe in that program anyway because of some things I know about it. So again, it's an individual answer. It's not one size fits all, and you need to make sure mentally you're okay with whatever decision that you make, or else it can come to bite you in the butt. And you need to take your time with it too. And so some of us have years and decades upon stuff. If you're not willing to put it in storage, if you're unsure, then you have to find somebody to help you make decisions. Being that the U.S. gives asylum, is there any countries that give asylum? Well, listen, are they still doing that randomly? They do it, and they are increasing costs, but there's certain countries that they're not allowing to get it. So I'm sure there are. That's not part of this conversation, creative flavors and travel. That's not part of this conversation yet, right? But yeah, I'm sure there are. Or if they're not now, there will be. Well, no, maybe there's not now. There's probably not now. Girl, I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, that's not part of, because there's a whole lot that goes with asylum and asylum seekers. So you got to be real sure before you make that move, right? And let's just quickly look what the exact parameters, right? Stipulations for being an asylum seeker in the US. Yeah, an individual must prove they have been persecuted or have a well-founded fear of future persecution in their home country due to their race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a political social group. They must also be physically present in the US or at. So yeah, I don't think there's other countries. I'm just trying to see. There's a whole list of things you have to do as part of the application process, including a credible fear interview. Like, burden of proof is on the applicant to prove they meet the definition of a refugee and this are eligible for asylum. Testimony and evidence. Like, listen, there's too much. That's too much right now. But again, I don't think based on no, I didn't really think that through. I didn't look it up. I didn't search, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Americans can qualify. That question that has, I don't know what that means. What does Elise say? VB came in late, need to rewatch. Great info. Any country recommendations for a family who has a person in a wheelchair? You know what? What's the sister? There's a sister that does disability. I'm looking her up now. There are certain, I might have done a video. Oh my gosh, I might have done a video about that, and I really can't remember. But I will try to locate it if I can't find it real quick. But she had a channel. She might not have a channel now. This was a couple years ago. You know what? I believe, yeah, she used to pop up real fast, and I don't see her page anymore. But there are certain places, and I will answer that on my next live, because I do want to include that. So on my next live, or I'll do a short and talk about it, because I think it's important. Yeah. Yeah, she used to pop up. She might not be doing it anymore. I hope she's okay. But she too was in a wheelchair. But I'll try to find it. Oh, I didn't know she's disabled. That's not who I was talking about. She's an older lady. Who's being attacked in Mexico because they're being accused of raising the cost of living in there. Are Americans being attacked in Mexico because they're being accused of raising the cost of living? And are they only attacking white Americans? So there's only one place. Well, one place that I know of, which was Mexico City. And yeah, gentrification is a huge topic there. The cost of rent is making it prohibitive for many parts of like the downtown area, especially for the locals to rent. And I did see that those horrible videos where they were breaking into, their stores. And anyway, but that's one part. There's other places across the world. Like I said, Barcelona, they're none too happy about the tourist and expat situation. A lot of cities across the world are having the same issue. The locals are not happy because Westerners are coming in with our, big time money, our big time accounts. And not only are we paying higher rents than they would pay, we are like outbidding them. We're pricing them out with no regard. So it's not just Mexico, it's other places. So Yeah, but don't, understand there's still a whole host of places in Mexico that this is not happening, and a host of places in Mexico City that it's not happening. But the one thing about Mexico City is that there are like real water shortages and there's infrastructure issues. And so yeah, do your due diligence before you even go to scout someplace or dig deep in the research process. Thank you. We have passports, but I found a video about best countries. Yeah, there's a lot of content out here nowadays, but I just want to make sure that we're, all in this together. So, if you have a YouTube channel, you go ahead and make you a video on how people can stay ready, because we have to do this as a collective. Two of my favorite YouTube, well, one is really serious, but Karen Hunter, Tabitha Speaks Politics, I give my hats off to those. They are committed beyond committed. And so, um, Tabitha would really get in the truth, getting the facts out there. And Karen Hunter, who's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant mind and historian, she combined with Dr. Carr will put it all together to make it make sense to a second grader, a first grader, but with depth. And so, yeah, we have to share this information together. And so, I mean, to everyone, sharing is caring, y'all. So I think that's pretty much it. If you have not liked this video, go ahead and like it. If there's any questions that you have, put them in the comment section, either now, well, not now because I'm about to tap off, but but after this video is over, and I will get back to you as long as you use decent language. Like, I keep these the comments only available. I keep them available only to subscribers because, like I said, I don't have time nor tolerate BS, and this is such a important time for us to commune and get together that I'm not wasting it. So if you're part of the community, feel free to comment as much as you want. If you're not, and if you're against the community, don't waste your time. Oh, have I personally witnessed any place? So, okay. So Reese said you used to live in San Miguel, but you were wondering if I personally witnessed anything since you are there. So I'm not currently in Mexico right this second. I was there last month. Well, yeah. And no, I didn't personally witness that because where I go, it's heavily, heavily, heavily expat concentrated, right? And so we would probably outnumber them, child. They take to the streets and we take to the streets, they may be in trouble. But I have been like to Guadalajara, and prices, listen, gentrification is happening where I'm at right now. Gentrification is happening in my city of New York and has been forever. So it's not the people, it's people don't do enough research to understand why gentrification occurs. And it's not the people who are moving into the apartments or the houses or whatever. And so that's unfortunate. But again, yeah, I just want us to have as much information as possible, have as many resources as possible, and more importantly, to have community. So when things do hit the fan, I just want to quickly show you like some of the Karen Hunter. I hope I could find them because I'd be all over the place sometimes, and I don't know if they're. But yeah, let's just quickly talk about that. If y'all got time, I got time. We all got time. Okay. Let me see if I could share this screen real quick. And I just quickly want to go through some of what Karen Hunter is covering and what she has been talking about. Um, I didn't see today's. I don't know what she's talking about with these two. This kind of broke my heart because, child, Stephanie Mills once again had to slam my old stomping grounds for the festival being Essence Festival being deeply problematic. Now, I must have attended 20 festivals at least, and it was always about community, empowerment, sisterhood, brotherhood, family, just culture, Black American culture. And I just hate to see where it's going now. But things I love that she has recently talked about. Oh, I'm also on Substack too, y'all. Look up Kim with the Gems. I need to start posting, but if you're on Substack, find me on Kim with the Gems. I'm going to spend a lot more time there as well. But less, child. This was such a good one. They're trying to kick us back to Avery. And Dr. Mary Frances Berry is a educator. She's brilliant. If you get a chance, check out that video. Also, this one about how this you know, why we should be concerned. Of course, there's, she covers pop culture as well, but she also, when you hear her speak, and if you listen to her on, what is it, Sirius? She's now on Substack too. This is a community that I think many of us should be part of. If you can afford being in the narrative community, I mean, we need to know when we need to make moves. And that the only way we'll do it is by getting in community with people who are about it, who are dedicated. People, I get so many questions. How do I stay committed? How do I keep going? Well, it's divine. That's number one. But for me, it's too important to keep going than to stop. Like, there are so many people out here that I see have had transformations just from never thinking they would move abroad or get a residency card to actually getting one, and like, I'm out of here. And I never knew I could be so happy. Or all the comments, oh my gosh, I wish y'all could see some of the comments. I'm not going to do it today because I'll go down a rabbit hole, but maybe this weekend I'll set up a day where we just go through some of the comments where people are just like, oh my gosh, I never thought that my son would want to move abroad. I got him to, like, it's just so, the rewards are so worth it. And even though it's not like a monetary reward or a physical reward, the fact that someone tuned in, heard something that I said that made them take an action that can potentially save their life, save their soul, save their spirits. Like, child, I wish I could, keep going like I did in the winter, but I have to, like, if you saw my to-do list, child, and I have this contractor right now that's probably like, I'm about to fire you because you were supposed to get all this stuff done by now. And so anyway, if I had the time, I would continue. But yeah, just so many people out here that are doing the right thing, that are staying committed to community and culture. And I just, I'm gonna do my little part. This is my little part of activism. So again, I see Tony's in the building. If the travel content is like a year old, don't bother watching it. That was a different time. Or you definitely would have to scrub it. Some things are evergreen, but yeah, a lot of things are changing rapidly. Hey, Tony Africa, Dante just mentioned something about, I think Dante mentioned something about Kenya or Nairobi, which was one of the places we just reviewed. And Tony calls I don't know if it's your full-time, part-time home, but he calls it home. You're welcome, Black Butterfly. But Harlem didn't fight back. We were invaded. Yeah, but it was planned way longer than the invasion happened. But a lot of us didn't pay attention when certain moves were being made. Like if you would have invested when Bill Clinton first put his office there. Yeah, they had a plan. And so anyone who sells real estate, as a realtor, whatever, broker, that there's plans drawn up decades before they actually come to fruition. And so it's similar to in other countries too. And so, yeah, it's just important. We got time to ingest important information and save our own lives 100%. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me or Christine, but yes, Maxwell always deliver amazing performance of child. He looked old. I didn't see it. I really want to share this video because I posted it. If you're following Kim, Red Carpet Gems with Kim, I don't post there a lot because I've been too dedicated to this, but I posted today a throwback from when Prince performed and when the festival was like fire. Like, child, he did like a whole 3-4 hour performance. It was amazing. We were talking about them, but no one paid attention. Yeah. If I probably can't find it real quick. I probably could if I go to my other YouTube channel. Oh, I don't know if that'd get me in trouble. So I don't know. I can't share it right now, I don't think. Let me see. I'm gonna try one time if I could find it easy. Yep, I found it easy. And we'll end on this. This is a high note. If I could share it. Let me see if I could share it. But we're back this weekend. I don't know. Child, mother, love her. But even, a little after she left, there was some good old times. Now, let me see if I can find that video. Cancel, share, video file. Here it is. Oh, print. Hold on. PRINCE. Here we go. Now, hopefully, add. So wait for it, because he's about to go into a Holy Ghost dance. Just pay attention. Child, the good old days of the Essence Festival, child. That was that wasn't the first time he performed there, but when I tell you, when he performed, we stayed on our feet for 4 hours. He was so empowering. We didn't have to worry about curses or breasts popping out on the stage. But yeah, you were the executive director of what, Tony Africa? You were the executive director. I knew your mom, Tony. Your mom, Tony? Oh, y'all having a whole nother conversation from I was of Harlem Restoration Project. Oh, yep. That was the time to buy. Even if you didn't get a whisper before then, that was the impetus to be like, okay, the neighborhood's changing, y'all. And then Doogie Howser bought like a 1 point something million dollar townhouse, 2 million. It was something that is now worth a whole lot more before any of them were moving in. There were so many signs, so many signs. And so I didn't know that. So yeah, so I don't know. Did you ever go to any of Troy's Super Bowl parties? Anyway, just curious if I know you. But yeah, so I went a little longer. I said we were about to end. It's an hour and 15 minutes, but we'll probably take a break tomorrow because I do have to check some things off my list. If I might do a walk and talk, because I'm gonna try to get up, depending on the weather, and do a walk tomorrow morning. I might do a walk and talk, and I will add the missing information. I owe somebody something. It'll come back to me in a second. But yeah, so we'll come back this weekend though, and we'll talk about how to not get scammed. I know a lot of us think that, we can outfox a fox, but some of these foxes, they on a whole nother level. So let's just stay vigilant. And then there's some more conversations that I'll come back with next week, but I need to plan them out and I'll share them in my community tab. So if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like it. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Again, once you subscribe, you become part of the Gym Nation. I haven't seen y'all dropping gems lately, but I'm not even going to ask you to do it tonight. But I want to see some when we come back. I want to see some more when we come back. And everyone who's traveling, please be safe. Please be vigilant. I know some of the Flawless members are out and about. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see everyone this weekend, if not tomorrow during a walk and talk. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate you.